everyone, welcome to my channel. So this is another video in my series of Claude Code, and today we will see how we can build our own custom MCP server in Python which can work for Claude Code. So if you are new, if you don't know how to get started with this, no worry at all. I'm going to take you through every single step, starting from creating your virtual environment to the output which your MCP server is spitting out. So stick till end and you will have something new for today as well. Now, in order to get started, let me quickly show you a few things here. And if you're new to MCP server, or if you don't know what this is all about, then I would recommend you to check my channel. There are many videos in which I have introduced this MCP server. What is it? Why do we need it? So I'm not going to repeat those things again here, but rather I will show you how you can build your server which can work with Claude Code. Now you can take any use case, but in order to make things simple, I'm taking an example of how you can make something like which can manage your desktop, which can manage your file system. Now, in order to get started, the very first thing is you need to decide your programming language. So in my case, I am going with the Python. But if you are going with any other language, you need to look for other compatible codes. Second thing is, you need to decide like what all functionalities do you want in your server, what all things do you want to expose using your server, or the tools, I would say. So that comes the most important part. So in my case, I'm exposing like approx 6 tools that I will talk about. But let's get started by creating a very first thing of virtual environment. So go to your terminal and there you can type in Python -m and your virtual environment name, whatever you want it to be. And as soon as you will hit enter, you will see a new folder got created on your current directory. So in my case, it is already there. You can see venv. This is the folder which got created. Now, once this folder is created, you need to get into this folder. So for that, you can just give that path here. And run activate. So as soon as you will run this activate command, you will be inside this virtual directory. Now from this step onward, whatever we are installing, all the packages, everything will sit only inside this virtual directory. So tomorrow if you want to port your application to some other machine, then you can again go ahead and either use this virtual environment or you can create your new one. It's very straightforward. Now we have our virtual environment ready. Next thing is what we should keep in this. So we need to install some packages which will help us to build this application. So for that, you can go ahead and create your requirement.txt file and just put in all the packages. So we need MCP because we are going to use FastMCP. Then we need Pydantic for defining the class definitions. This is optional, PyTest if you want to. So these two are optional because I was planning to write test cases. That's why it is here. But if you don't want to write test cases, these two would suffice for you. And once this is done, what you can do is you can go ahead and install all these packages from your requirement file to this virtual environment. So you can say pip install -r and just give the path of your requirement.txt file. So as soon as you will hit enter, it will go ahead and install all these packages. At this point, we have our setup ready and we are good to start writing our code. Now, the very first thing is, like I said, you need to define on your requirements. So for me, I have created a folder called tools, and inside this tool, I have defined like 6 different, I would say, tools or the functionalities I want to expose. So the very first thing here is the scan. So this will go ahead and scan the directories, or it will list the file size, modified date. So these are my custom functions. And let me close this one. Yeah, so similarly, if you're writing some other tool, you need to write your implementation accordingly. And this particular file in my case is just scanning the directory and the files. Second tool I'm having is for categorizes.Py. So this will go ahead and group the files, like images file will sit in one folder, then the documents would sit in one, code files would sit. So this is just categorizing that particular thing. Now the third thing I'm doing here is so this is for categories and this is for categorizing. Then I'm having this move file, so it will move single file here and there or even the directories. Then I'm having this organize, so it will auto move into the subfolders, and it is like, if you don't want to dry run, then you can use this organize one. But if you feel that no, I want to review my files before moving here and there, then don't use this particular functionality. Then I do have something called undoing the last operation. So for that I have this undo file, and it will just reverse the last operation. So here you can see I have implemented it using stack. So whatever we are pushing or whatever we are removing is totally depending on the last operation which we have done. So these are like my custom implementation, and I don't think you need to get into the details of how I implemented the tools. But point here is, go ahead and create tools folder and push in all the required files inside this tools folder. Now, second thing is you need to define the configuration. Let's look at this file, config file. So in my case, configuration is like how to categorize the files. What kind of files would be images, what would be documents, what would be video files, audio files, and all these things, categories, the code file. So I have defined this particular dictionary, and I am saying that whenever you are having these extensions, then assume that it is related to the code. Whenever you are having these extensions for the files, then you are talking about the audio files. So accordingly, server can go ahead and categorize the tools. Apart from that, I have also created some two helpers here to load the categories and to save my custom categories. So these are the two things which I am putting under my config file. Then comes the models.py file. So this one is for all inputs and outputs. Here you can see the size, what you are going to talk about, like terabyte, gigabyte, and all those things. Then I have this particular class where I have used the Pydantic to define these, because these are the, I would say, the base model which is available in Pydantic. So if you want to define your own classes, then you have to use Pydantic. Definitely you can have other helpers as well, but I do prefer Pydantic. Now once the models are defined, next thing is you need to see how you need to log your operations. So for that I have created this operation log py file, and it is totally JSON. I mean, it's supposed JSON format, and here you can see again I am doing it using my stack data structure. Here you can see we are appending, we are saying when you want to like push the operation, whenever operation is happening, I will just go ahead and push it here. Because if you remember, I was talking about the undo operation. So let's say it placed some file in another directory, and now you want to undo it. So in order to perform that undo operation, you should know what was the last operation, and that's what this particular operation log is doing. And here we are using stack, which will make sure that you are undoing only the most recent operation. Here you have pop, you have even the peak last operation. Let's say you just want to see what was the last operation, but you don't want to pop it out from your stack, or you don't want to undo it. Well, so this was about my operation logs. Tools we have already spoken. Then I have next file, which is server. So if you are creating your files in the similar fashion, then it would be less confusing for you to define your own server. Now this server.py uses FastMCP, and this is mainly to wire all my tools and logging functionalities. So let's go from here. Here is my FastMCP which I am importing, and these are the tools which I have imported. These are the respective files there. It is simply for the logging purpose. And here you can see my server. This is the metadata for my server, and I'm telling you that your name is local file organizer. Then these are the instructions for this particular server. Next thing is I need to define the tools as well, because this is my server file and it should know what all tools are available. So here I'm defining my very first tool scan directory, and this is like, again, for every tool you have to define the metadata, its name and the description. So looking at these two, it should be able to identify, okay, which tool I need to invoke. So now coming on to the scan directory, here I have defined function for every single tool, and if you will look at this, it is internally calling, this function is internally calling the scan function. And all these are, let's say, categorize files. You will have a categorize function and it is calling this categorize. Similarly for all the tools, and how these are being called is, like I said, I have these tools and these functions and the classes are defined over here. So this is what I have in my server file, and at the end I'm having the starting one. I'm saying run using stdio because everything is local as of now. Once this is done, then I have already also defined my main.py file. So this is the place where if you want to run it, you can also do it from here. But if you want to run your server file directly, that also you can do it, because I have already defined, like at the end I have shown you, you have this over here. So definitely you can also run server.py on your terminal directly. Next thing comes is the test. So now these are completely optional. If you want, you can write it, but it is always good to write in order to test everything from end to end. Now coming to the most important part, which is settings files. So here if you will see the .claude, and inside that I'm having the settings.json file. So this is the file, or this is the place where I'm defining my configuration for the server. So this is the name. This is the command I'm going to execute, which is nothing but my py file path from my same virtual environment. And as an argument, I'm saying that go ahead and execute server.py file, and this is just a description. And if you have any environment defined, prod or something, you can definitely define it over here. So that's all. Rest all files are optional, like git, ignore and all. I think those are very specific to your programming language and the server you are using for storing your file or how you're maintaining the file. But in a nutshell, if I reiterate everything, the very first thing is you need to create a virtual environment and install the packages. Then you need to define the configuration. Let's say in my case, I was mapping the files. Then you need to define your input and output classes, or you can say the model class, how you are going to input and output. Define your log or the logger operation, define your server file, define your main file, and then comes your settings file. Once all these are in place, the only thing which you need to do is go ahead and test it out. So in order to test it out, I'm going to use CLI. So go to terminal and simply type in Claude. So here you can see Claude CLI is already here. Let's quickly type in /MCP. And here you can see that if everything is set up correctly, you will see that your server is listed over here. So in my case, I've done it before, so it is showing connected. But if you're doing it for the very first time, it will ask you whether you want to connect or not. So you can use arrow keys and just move on to this. If I will go to this, my server, then here you can see the status, the name, the arguments, how many tools it is having. So it is having 6 tools. If you want to see the tools, what all tools, just press 1 and it will tell you, okay, these are my tools. You can further go inside and see what each of these tools are doing. Press escape and it will take you back. These are to reconnect. If you want to reconnect your server, let's say you did some code changes and you want to restart it, then you can do it. If you want to completely disable your server, that also you can do it from here. Now we have our MCP server running. Next thing is, this is what we have done to verify whether it is running or not. Next thing is, let's try to give some prompt and see how is it working. So I'm going to give this prompt, preview how my downloads arrange folder would be organized. So this is what I want to try. And here you can see that it has started working on it, and it is also telling you that, okay, I'm going to use this one. So are you okay? Should I go ahead and use this particular local file organizer? So you can simply say yes or no. Now it is saying all these things. Do you want to go with dry run, or how do you want to go with it? So I would say yes, I would say yes. Now, like I said, yes, and I said dry run equal to true, which means that don't do it. First, confirm with me that like what all organization you are doing. But if you're not doing, like in my case, if I'm setting it to dry run true, but if you will set it to false, then it will directly go ahead and update everything, which I don't want in my case. So here you can see the preview. So let me show you. So this is my folder. I'm having 2 image files, one PDF and one exe. Now here it is saying that we can arrange these files. So these 2 image files will go into images folder, PDF will go into the documents, and the exe would go into MISC miscellaneous folder. So do you want me to go ahead and apply this? So let's do it. And I would definitely give permission. So it is saying it has done that. Let's go ahead and see. Now you can see my new folder is having all these different subfolders and files are moved respectively. So this is just one example, but in your case you may have complex scenario and you can do it. Idea here is very, very straightforward. How you are going step by step, that makes your application successful. So if you are new to my channel and you are enjoying this content, then make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.